Hello everyone, welcome to Lesson Up. Today we are going to discuss about DC distribution. The application of DC distribution generally we see in industrial and electric traction. In DC distribution, we are going to see two type of operating scheme. First one is distributor fed at one end, and second one is distributor fed at both end. So distributor fed at one end basically use radial scheme, and distributor fed at both end use ring and interconnected scheme. Now in DC distribution we need to calculate voltage drop, point of minimum potential, value, fourth one is power loss. We will do this calculation for uniform and non-uniform loading. First we will see non-uniform loading. In non-uniform loading, different tapping are taken at same interval or same tapping are taken at different interval, or the combination of both are considered as non-uniform loading. The calculation in this loading for different scheme can be done by, first, if distributor fed at one end. Suppose we have different distributor between point A and B, and these distributors are fed at one end. Suppose this distributor is fed from point A and the voltage at this point is VA. We are not providing any supply from this point. So the four distributor draw I1, I2, I3 and I4 current. Guys, correct the spelling of distributor. It's TOR. I made a mistake here. Now the fourth distributor draw I4 current. It means at this point also I4 current travel from point E to F. At point E we will see that I3 and I4 is taken out. So the current incoming at point E will be the sum of I3 and I4. We all know what is, according to KCL law, the incoming current is the algebraic summation of outgoing current. At point D, the outgoing current are I3 plus I4 and I2. So the incoming current will be I2 plus I3 plus I4. Similarly, at this section, the current will be I1 plus I2 plus I3 plus I4. The total drop between A and B, the total drop between A and B will be equal to VA minus VB. The minimum, obviously, if we are supplying from this point, there will be some voltage drop between A and C. There will be some voltage drop between C and D, similarly D and E and F. So if this voltage is suppose 500 volt and at each section we are losing, there are voltage drop of 50 volt, then at this point if VA is 500 volt, then at this point after the drop of 50 volt in between A and C, at this point you will get 450 volt. Again between C and D, if the voltage drop is 50 volt, we will get here 400 volt. At each section we will lose 50 volt. So obviously the minimum voltage, or we can tell minimum potential, we can get at point B or point F. Okay, so minimum potential is equal to minimum potential point is B or F, or minimum potential we can tell it minimum potential will be VB or VF. Now to calculate the minimum potential, Vmin, or we can tell VB, will be equal to voltage VA minus drop, the drop between point A and F or A and B. Now to calculate drop between A and B will be the summation of voltage drop at each interval. So suppose the distance between A and C is RAC. If we are calculating voltage drop, then voltage drop will be equal to the current into resistance. So the resistance is RAC and the current will be I1 plus I2 plus I3 plus I4 plus the voltage drop between C and D is equal to RAC into I2 plus I3 plus I4. The resistance between D and E is RDE and current is I3 plus I4. Similarly, the resistance between E and F is REF into current is I4. So this is the voltage drop between A and B. If we talk about power loss, will be equal to del VAC, which is the voltage drop between A and C, into I1 plus I2 plus I3 plus I4. We all know power is equal to voltage into current. The power loss between C and D is del VCD into I2 plus I3 plus I4 plus del VDE into I3 plus I4 plus del V EF into I4. Now we will take the second condition, which is distributor fed at both end. If from the both end we are feeding supply and we are taking a condition, if VA is equal to VB, it means this voltage and this voltage is equal. So it means supply from both the end are equal. So if both the voltage are equal, the voltage drop between A and B will be equal to 0. The second thing is what should be the minimum potential, at which point we will get minimum potential if this distribution is fed from both the end. Okay, and we are taking at equal interval. So where we will get the minimum potential? Suppose the current draw by the first distributor is I1, second is I2, third is I3, and fourth is I4. From here you will get current IA, and from this direction you will get current IB. So what will be the current between C and D? Obviously the incoming current is IA. From C, I1 has been taken out, so what IA minus I1 will flow between C and D. Similarly, IB is coming from this direction and I4 is taken out at point F. So IB minus I4 current flow between F and E. Okay. So the minimum potential can be E or D. If IA minus I1 is greater than I2, suppose there is a 4 ampere current and I2 is 3 ampere. Obviously if this is 4 ampere, this is 3 ampere, 1 ampere will travel between D and E. Okay, so you will get the minimum potential point at E, and minimum potential point can be D if IB minus I4 is greater than I3. Suppose IB minus I4 is 5 ampere and I3 is 3 ampere. So 5 minus 3 is 2 and 2 ampere will flow between D to E. So the minimum potential you will get at point D. So minimum potential can be E or can be D, but it always depend on the current. If IA minus I1 is greater than I2, then minimum potential will become E, and if IB minus I4 is greater than I3, then minimum potential will be at D. Now what will be the power loss? The power loss will be equal to the summation of power loss in all segment. Okay, so this is when we are providing equal amount of supply from both the end. What happen if VA is not equal to VB? If we are not supplying equal voltage, then the voltage drop will not be equal to 0, but the remaining calculation will be similar to the previous case what we have seen. Okay, now next is uniform loading. In uniform loading, the loading on the line is such a way that ampere per unit turn, you can see that I have written I per meter, means ampere per meter. So loading on the line is such a way that ampere per unit length is considered as uniform loading. Okay, so we can tell here current is a function of distance. Okay, right, for example it can be 1 ampere per meter or 1.5 ampere per meter, it can be anything. Okay, so if we are feeding from one end, if the supply is fed from one end, point A, the drop will be equal to VA minus VB. The drop between point A and point B will be equal to VA minus VB. And what will be the minimum potential? The minimum potential you will get at point B. Okay, obviously we are feeding some voltage at this point, and in this section we'll get some voltage drop. So suppose this voltage is 400 volt and we get the voltage drop of 40 volt, we will get 360 volt at this point. So this will be the minimum point. In this case, the current is a function of distance. We can see that is I per meter, that is current per meter. Current is a function of distance, and we also know that resistance is also function of distance. The drop can be calculated as a function of distance. Because the current is the function of distance, resistance is also a function of distance. So the drop can be calculated as a function of distance. Since the current is a function of distance, as we can move from this point, the current will change. So let us consider a point X. At this point, the current is Ix. We'll take a small section dx. Okay. So the distance between these 2 points is x. Now what is Ix? Ix, we can write it as current I. If I am writing small I, it means it is a function of distance. Okay. If you want to write proper current, then you have to multiply the current per unit length to the actual length. It means if suppose we have given 1.5 meter ampere per meter and we need to calculate at 20 meter, so we need to multiply 1.5 ampere per meter into 20, so we will get the result. So at point X, the current is Ix. So what will be the current? How to calculate this current? The current will be, the total current is I flowing in this section, I per meter, into L minus I into X. Okay. So we will take I as a common, L minus X. Now the drop in section dx, what will be the voltage drop between this small section dx? Drop will be in dx will be equal to I into L minus X into, if I am talking about voltage drop, obviously it will be the multiple of voltage into distance. So I into L minus X into dx. Okay. Now the total drop we can calculate from integration from 0 to L, this is 0 to L, I into L minus X into, if R is the resistance, R into dx. I into R is taken out, and if we provide integration, what we will get? L into X minus X square divided by 2 from 0 to L. I into R into, if we put upper limit minus lower limit, what we will get? L square by 2. Now I have already told you about this is the current per meter. If we want actual current, we need to multiply with length. Similarly with resistance, resistance is also function of distance, so if we want actual resistance, what we need to do, we need to multiply with the actual distance, so we will get the proper current and resistance. So here I into L, here we got L square, so I into L is proper current and R into L is actual resistance divided by 2. So the total drop will be I into R divided by 2. As we got the drop between A and B is I into R divided by 2, the minimum voltage or voltage at point B is equal to VA, voltage at point A, minus drop, that is I into R divided by 2, or we can write it as VA minus I into R L square divided by 2. From both we will get the same result. So from this calculation we can tell that the drop at any point x on the distributor of length L with uniform loading is, if we need to calculate the drop at point x, what will be the voltage at point x, that is I into R into the distance between these two, that is x square divided by 2. Okay, so this is the voltage drop at point x. What will be the power loss in strip dx? Okay, at this point what will be the power loss? So the power loss at strip dx is equal to I into L minus x square into R into dx. Then the total power loss will be equal to integration from 0 to L I into L minus x square R into dx. I square R will be taken out and 0 to L minus x dx. So I square R zero to L square plus x square minus 2 lx dx. I square R into L cube plus L cube by 3 minus 2L square by 2 dx. So the power loss we will get, this will be L cube, so the power loss we will get will be I square R L cube by 3. Now next is when the distributor is fed at both the end. If from here we are giving supply VA and from here VB, so in this also we need to consider two conditions. First is equal supply and unequal supply. So if this is uniform and the voltage VA is equal to VB, right, so the drop between these two will be equal to 0. As told you before, if the voltage at both the point is equal, there will be no drop across this point. So the drop will be equal to 0. Next, what should be the minimum potential point? Obviously this is uniform loading and the voltage drop are equal. The minimum potential you will get at L by 2. If this is the total length of this is L, then minimum potential you will get at L by 2. So V minimum is equal to V minus drop up to L by 2. So what will be the voltage drop up to L by 2 is equal to, we have already calculated before, that is I into R L by 2 square divided by 2. So this will be I R L square divided by 8. And this is small I, so small I into length is I, which is not a function of length anymore, and R into L is capital R. This is the function of length, but this is not the function of length anymore. Okay, so the voltage drop up to L by 2 is I into R divided by 8. V minimum will be equal to V minus I into R divided by 8. This V can be taken as VA or VB because both the supply are equal. So if we talk about unequal supply, then which means VA is not equal to VB, then minimum potential can be deflect in any direction. It cannot be at middle of the line. Suppose VA is greater than VB, obviously this force is greater than this force, so my point will move in this direction. You will get minimum potential somewhere here in right direction. If VA is greater than VB is greater than VA, this point will minimum potential you will get in some this direction, left of the half of the line. So the drop, if VA is not equal to VB, the drop will be VA minus VB or VB minus VA. If VA is greater than VB, we will write VA minus VB. And the minimum potential point will be at point X. Okay, the minimum potential point at point X, suppose we will take it as Vx. Okay, now the minimum potential Vx is equal to VA minus I into R X square divided by 2, the voltage drop between A and X. Okay, we have already calculated how to calculate the voltage drop between two point in uniform loading. Okay, so it will be I into R into distance square divided by 2. Now we can also write in other form, that is V is equal to, if we are taking from this point, that is VB minus I into R. What will be the distance? If this distance is X, total distance is L, the distance between this two is L minus X divided by 2. These two Vx should be equal. Okay, now we will equate this to voltage, which will be further written as VA minus IR X square divided by 2 is equal to VB minus IR L square divided by 2 plus minus IR X square divided by 2 plus IR Lx 2lx divided by 2. So these two will get cancelled. I r x square divided by 2 and this I r x square divided by 2 will get cancelled. So VA minus VB will be equal to I r Lx minus I r L square divided by 2. So to calculate the point at which we are getting minimum potential x, we can write it as I r Lx is equal to VA minus VB plus I r L square divided by 2. We will put this equation to the left hand side. So x will be equal to, since IRL and this IRL 1L will get cancelled, so we will get L by 2 plus VA minus VB divided by IRL. Okay, so this at this point will get the minimum voltage. So we can calculate the distance x from A, which at which we will get minimum potential point. For the calculation of power, we need to consider both the sides supplying half the current. Then current at point x is Ix is equal to I into L by 2 minus I into x. Okay, so I into L by 2 is this, I into x is this. Then the power loss in the segment, in the small segment dx, that is PL, power loss in this small segment dx is current IL divided by 2 minus Ix square into R into dx. Okay, I square R into dx. Now the total power loss will be equal to integration of 0 to L IL by 2 minus Ix square R into dx. So I square R is taken out, integration 0 to L by 2 minus x square dx. We will get I square R L cube divided by 12. So this is the power loss we will get. This is the end of this video. In the next video, we will see few questions related to this topic. Thank you.